It's great to see everybody today. I'm really excited to hear more of your individual projects and also more from Satra and the coordinating center, coordinating an AI center. But I just briefly wanted to give a framing for where we are and why we're here. Obviously, you're here because you're part of the brain behavior quantification and synchronization program. You've been funded through the Brain Initiative. Um, let's see, where's my next slide? Technical issues. Um, and as Satra said, we're here today as the first meeting for the coordinating or for the consortium kickoff. We had a kickoff meeting kind of quasi at the 10th anniversary or 10th annual Brain Initiative Conference, which hopefully most of you were able to attend back in June. And the whole idea of having you all in this brain behavior quantification synchronization ecosystem as it is to be able to support or is to be able to leverage everything that you're doing individually into this greater vision that we have moving forward. So the consortium, as you know, is coordinated by the Data Coordination and AI Center, and it is comprised of all of you guys. And it supports the technology platform software sharing, data standards, and tool dissemination and outreach, and will also help address neuroethics and consultation with the Brain Initiative Team In, which is the neuroethics team, and the NUG working group. So on the right, you see this Venn diagram, and this is the conception of basically all of the aspects of the BBQS program. So we have our sensor technology partners, our AI computer technology, data and computer technology partners, ethicist advocacy groups, clinicians, and clinical research, as well as our behavioral, let's get my slides, behavioral science researchers, all coming together to advance BBQS. Hence why this consortium is so crucial to the success of the program writ large. As far as why did we even think about brain behavior quantification and synchronization program? Well, we know that within the Brain Initiative, behavior does play a central role, and that we are all trying to understand the brain at the speed of thought, as was the vision in the original in the 2025 report, and the same temporal scales as what we see getting behaviors at that same temporal scale. But what we had previously, or what we have gotten within the Brain Initiative, are these great tools for quantifying neural activity that are at a very fine resolution at the milliseconds. However, the behavior quantification has historically been, especially in the clinical, more about how have you been feeling on average, or how many seizures have you had. It's a very gross representation of days to weeks. And so that gives you that data mismatch, as well as the brain quantification. The neural signal quantification is is obviously objective, where this behavior quantification tended to be more subjective. And I'm saying this in generalities. We are coming a little bit closer to these behavioral measures as we move along in this Brain Initiative in this program. But we have this mismatch, and that's what the BBQS program is trying to address by basically taking this neural activity that we see over here in the brain and linking it to the behavior, with the behavior being first, obviously, in the lab, pushing in this area of expanding the array of sensors and the way that we're able to measure behavior in the lab to get that more fine grained and at the same temporal resolution as the neural activity, or at least synchronized. But also pushing this into the real world so that we can get, hopefully, to this point we're able to take the data that we're getting from the behavior and the brain and model internal states and hopefully decode these, basically bringing behavior into the loop. And with the idea of having these deliverables down the road of novel technology platforms and innovative devices and computational approaches to link the neural data and the behavioral data, as well as novel sensing technologies, ambulatory tools, and algorithms and theories. I'm not telling you anything you don't already know because that's why you're in this program and you're excited about it. But these are the grand visions. And basically, with the program, we have this ecosystem, as I mentioned, and this was by design, where we have the data archive and AI center, or I'm sorry, let me back up. It's broken into four emphasis areas. One would be the data center, which comprised, or the data coordination piece of it, which is comprised of the coordinating center, as well as the data archives, which you'll hear more about. And these are all managed by Program Officer at NIMH, Ming Zhan, who is also on the call, and you'll get to meet and hear more about. The other emphasis areas are the human clinical side. So some of you are PIs in this area. And this currently has an R61, R33 mechanism, and your PO is Lizzie Onkadovich. The other part of this consortium is comprised of other members in this audience, which is the organismal behavior researchers that responded either to an R34 or U01 for the transformative and integrative models of behavior at the organismal level, where organismal means anything from non-human and human, so humans are not excluded. Additionally, one that we do not have, that just hit the street, so we don't have any funded investigators yet, will be the sensor technology emphasis area. This is a U01 call for U01 applications for the next generation sensors technology development to precisely quantify behavior, as well as capture other aspects, including environment and physiology. So all of these are sitting within this ecosystem, as I mentioned, which makes up the consortium. So we're very excited to hear more about you, or me and the program officers are all very excited to see and hear more about what you guys are currently planning. So the long-term impacts that we're hoping to happen with the BPQS program is to disseminate the new technology so we can transform how the brain generates behavior, as well as new paradigms to establish the causal relationships between neural activity and behavior, as well as enable development of closed-loop therapeutic interventions for complex neural behavioral disorders. We also know that it's important that we have a robust ethical framework that addresses the implications of capturing and recording an individual's personal experience, since we definitely are capturing things on that are not just neural recordings devoid of context. We really have this entire personal experience, so we need to be very cognizant and thoughtful about that. Zhan is going to, I know, talk more about this, and Satra, but this is the basic layout with the BBQS research projects from those emphasis areas, having their data that will be flowing into the Coordination and AI Center, and having these particular functions that you see down here with the data core of data processing and compliance, aggregation, harmonization, and a dashboard for data submission and establishing milestones to report to the NIH, et cetera. And then also the data archive, the EMBRA archive, where the data will be deposited. And with that, I am going to stop sharing here.